Yo, we are here.
We here, man.
Episode 1 of Do Something Podcast. Season 2.
Season 2. It's 5:15 right now.
We're 13 minutes late.
So it's about that time. I think I'm going to start this episode in a rhyme.
Oh, let's do it. Ready? You need a beat?
I'm feeling good and I'm feeling fine. Jamel Mosely. I ain't committing no crimes.
What?
Dropping no dimes. Just doing my thing. Jamel Mosely, I'm going to say it again just so it rings. VP. Sales and marketing. Something about to go down. It's about to be darkening. Know how I do, man. All right. I'm sorry.
You see how this is going already?
Yeah.
Listen, we wanted to step it up just a little bit. We're here with our teammates, our partners in crime. We sit at a table and we talk about all the things that we want to do with Do Something Podcast. How do we want to step up our swag when it comes to the content that we produce in-house? Because we do a lot of work for other people.
So much. But
we don't really give that type of love to each other. And so this first episode, I wanted to bring you on and see what you think about how you would like to see Do Something Podcast rolling into season 2. See, we got the lights and cameras and all that. I mean, you had some part in that. What's the part you play?
So I'm Jamel Mosely. I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Sales. Also, I do a lot of the technical behind the scenes type of stuff. I went to school for, we did our thing in the Electronic Media Arts and Communications program at RPI, but then also I went down to school in Florida at Full Sail doing recording arts. So I have a lot of technical background in many things, So I play those roles. I'm also someone who goes around and moves, sometimes like a politician almost, and shows my face.
You the mayor. Like it to me, when I see when he be like in the meetings, he be timing our meetings. He be like, "Yo, I gotta be out of here at 5:30. I gotta be over here," and I be wanting to leave with you, honestly. But I got stuff to do. I gotta handle my shit over here, but. Tell me about that process, because that's even like a skill in itself. Like,
it's important because I remember coming up in the business world and seeing the way that people are moving and networking, and I would be like at a place, right, and I would see the mayor walk in. And I'm like, yo, they're not showing up until they really have to go on stage, and then you might want to shake hands with a couple people, and then they're out of there.
Yeah.
And then I might show up at an event later and I'm like, yo, the mayor's here too. And it's about being purposeful and intentional with your interactions and the ways that you show up in places. And I was like, all right, maybe there's something to this. I don't have to be spending too much time in a place to where it's beyond what do they call it? The minimum effective dose or whatever. You know what I mean?
It's there for the right things. Out for the what would we call that? Fat.
Yeah, man. You cutting the fat off.
I like it. Yeah. You're looking slim and trim too.
Hey, I've been really focusing on my health. Yeah. I got this app called Headway, and with this app Headway, you can read books in like 15 minutes. They'll just same thing. They trimming off the fat and they're giving you the main points of the book. So
how about you pass me that information? I didn't hear any of this. This is not in the Slack channel. This is not in any of our 5 chat.
If you came to Power Breakfast, I shared it at Power Breakfast. That's why you just got to get up, Power Breakfast 6:30 in the morning.
It's tough, man. You know me, bro.
I know you got the kid, all that, the wife. You got projects late at night.
Come on, man. I got that Call of Duty at 1 a.m.
That's stupid.
Yeah. I be seeing you on though too.
No, because I used to be playing NBA 2K a lot. and I stopped.
Yeah.
I just stopped randomly.
Yeah.
Because it was like, yo, this is taking up a lot of my time.
It does.
And I didn't even get the new one yet.
Yeah.
Last year I went and I got like the pre-package, I never paid $100 for a video game. I paid $100 for a video game. It came with like an extra inside VC, the
all
virtual currency and all of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna do this. I got into video games for 1 year.
Yeah.
And then, I just cold turkey.
Hey, listen, I
had to finish a film. I had to finish this film.
Right.
I'm working on Whitewash.
Hey, so tell us a little bit about that. I know you got your time is limited because you're on you're in your mayor movement, right? Tell us about Whitewash. How long? What's the premise? Who's collabing? Who you collabing with? Let's go into that.
So Whitewash is produced by Creative Action Unlimited. It's directed by Michael Kennedy and written by actually most of the people who starred in it.
Okay.
So you got D. Collin, you got this guy Archie, you got Siobhan Shea, you have Aaron Moore, Diaka Kabahill. Yeah, incredible cast and writers and people working on it. So I'm the director of photography on that and also the editor. And when you even do those two jobs, it's like you're doing a number of other jobs. You're doing lighting, you're doing sound, you're doing even some producing in there.
Are you doing graphics?
Graphics, all of that.
Wow.
All of it.
And you're here blessing us on the mic with the opportunity to talk about Do Something podcast.
Do something. We just want y'all to do something.
That's it.
You just gotta start.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all it is.
You're doing a lot. You're doing Power Breakfast, Whitewash, Sales VP.
I'm DJing. I'm DJing a lot.
And you're DJing twice a week. I see you sometimes twice a day doing.
Twice a day. This past week was I DJ twice on Saturday, once the night before. I'm doing a Thursday. It's a lot.
Listen, hey, I won't hold you. I know you got a lot of things going on. One last question. What do you look forward to with Do Something podcast this year?
I'm looking forward to seeing what type of people we get in here and being able to uplift and support and amplify their messages and their brands and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who just aren't getting the face time, whether that's because they're a little bit insecure in front of a camera, don't want to talk, or it's just like it's another task.
Yeah.
And especially to get high quality footage from 4K cameras and a whole crew of people don't understand the amount of work that it takes to produce something like this, and we made the investment so that we can really help other people.
That's what's up. Well, I appreciate your time, brother. I appreciate your words, and we will not hold you any longer, brother. I appreciate all the things that you do.
I'm sorry, on camera I'm mad sleepy, so just make me look good over there, Jada. We got our intern Jada.
Yes.
She's really helping us over here. We're just proud. Connected to us by She's a Boss with Liska Wilson. So
shout out to Liska, She's a Boss. Shout out to Jada. She has been ready and willing to help in hand, whether it be putting up a light, plugging in a mic, or just laughing at our corny jokes. She's ready for the shits.
Yeah.
So shout out to She's a Boss. Shout out to Jada for sure. Thank you, brother. All right, so we back. Second segment of our first episode of season 2. Good brother, I'm gonna ask you like I asked Mel.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for in season 1? As far as this season 2. What are you looking for as far as season 2 of the Do Something podcast?
I think probably most is that I just like to hear people talk. I just like to hear what makes them tick and what drives them. And really being able to identify that stuff so that way we can find places and spaces to plug them in at. It's one of my favorite things. I think the beauty of our team, this region, is that there's a lot of people that work and are very active in putting people on and connecting people and putting the dots together, because there's a lot of work that needs to happen in order for this region to be what we really want it to be, right? We want to create this platform. We want to create a real strong base of opportunity for people to like grow and do the things that they want to do. And it all starts with talking. And so really, talking and giving people the opportunity to listen. And so, I'm just looking forward to people just going into stories about like what it is that's driving them and why, and skills, all these kinds of things, because someone's always listening somewhere. So
I like the advice part. Like, I think that's like, because in those stories there's hella gems in those conversations. There's hella opportunities to like see like the commonalities. Like, we're not too far off from working in a barn in a 200 square foot space. Well, now we're sitting in a 5,000 square foot space, and we're inviting people to come and like be a part of this community that we're developing, and I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And, I want to thank you for having the like foresight to like really like saying, well, all right, boom, all right, I see these pieces here. No, let's do this all together. Let's just get under the same roof and see if it works.
Yep.
And I think from that point on, because we're working in close proximity, things are rubbing off. And I think this is very simple. This is like the digital form of that. I think the Do Something podcast is like the digital way of like creating that synergy for the opportunities to like pop off, the light bulbs to pop off.
Yeah.
100%. So quick question. What are you doing behind the scenes of the Do Something podcast to kind of like make this thing like really pop?
Mostly it's just like organizing things and people, so like production for the most part, like playing like the producer role in a sense. I mean, I know that technically you're the one that's producing, but like there's like the digital side of it. So it's like, setting up the tech for broadcast, for us to be able to like record the shit, and just making sure that we have all the tools that we need. So it's kind of like infrastructure support. So maybe it's like executive producing, I guess.
Yeah, you're like executively, digitally connecting shit.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it's kind of like executive producer. It's like providing the infrastructure for the producer to then get all the things. So I guess that's pretty much it.
I appreciate your support. I mean, I gotta fight with you sometimes about camera angles and where the lighting's supposed to be, but other than that, I think we pretty much like,
that's because we just particular, and I think to be professionals in this space, you got to be particular.
Yes.
Because it's just like, it is the lighting, it is the angles, it is the the format, and like how things get organized and then cut up and like produce in a budget, and all that kind of stuff, that really sets people apart. And so we need to be having friendly arguments and like being real particular about how things get done, because it's like the fine-tuning of all those things is what separates us from everybody else. Right. Anybody can turn on a camera and hit record, but can you do that with a crew of 20 people under a budget in a time frame, delivered clean and professional? It's a very different story.
Wow.
So
you said a lot right there. I want to zone in on a specific piece, because we got these lights and cameras and things. What do you think about this part? Because now we just added a whole nother element. Before we just did audio platform. Now we're moving into video. And what we've been obviously noticing is there, Instagram, all of the platforms are starting to move towards video. What do you think about that that area? And how do you see the Do Something podcast platform in there?
I mean, like, I feel like the way this is all formatted, right, is like we're really intentional about getting video, because that's our bread and butter. That's what we best at. And then the fact that like the whole digital world is like prioritizing video is like great for us. And so we would be crazy if we didn't do something. And then two is just like, I think a part of a part of our makeup and like this place's makeup is that we don't have a story to tell, or rather, it's not even we don't have a story to tell. It's that like no story has been told yet, and so is a really unique opportunity for us, being storytellers and having the video expertise and the equipment that we have, to be like strategically aligned to like tell our story, because historically as black people, we never really had the power, you know, to be able to do such a thing. And then for us to be professionals in it is like, that's crazy. That's a whole different, like, you know, kind of power to have. And then to also provide that for like a place. You know, I think that's really, really powerful because then it becomes bigger than just us. And I know that like prioritized, you know, you got to like take care of yourself before you can take care of others. But I think we were really intentional about like, how do we take care of ourselves while also taking care of people, like the people around us at the same time.
That's big.
And yeah, I think
how do you maintain that like, cause you know, it's tough. We went through COVID and you know, the numbers we expected were like, oh snap, like we were expected to be booming around with the COVID and stuff. And so how was we I know, but people don't know. How have we been able to like navigate and move through that?
Mostly just, you know, by nature of being creative, you know, not taking anything or any lesson for granted. And so by that I mean, I guess, you know, we were sitting here like, all right, what do we do? I had a conversation with Benji. Shout out to Benji over at the Connect Center for Youth. He was just like, yo, just like get in y'all bag, do what y'all do, turn on the camera. And I was like, you right. And so we ended up creating CETV, right? It's like our like foundational like live streaming. It was probably also the first type of like content we were really be able to produce for ourselves, by us, you know, for us, by us, that kind of thing. It basically just like offset the costs, you know, or the losses rather that we were taking in co-working. And so, you know, again, you take no lesson for granted. You know, I listened to him saying them words. And then at the same time, I was like, all right, well, you know, at the end of the day, we still got to come up with the money to make this work too.
Right.
And so I, you know, call it hubris, but I was just like, let's just be a TV network. And so I asked
hold up, when you go there, we was looking at him like, what? We don't even have any connections to a TV. But I mean, internet has really kind of been de facto TV now. And
we control that, like, you know, every day. It's just like, you know, the internet is basically, it's just like a tool for us to use. And so I was just like, shit, let's just be ABC, NBC, BET. Let's just we that now. See, and so I was just
tell you this thing about Pat, because I was doing the show. It was a streaming show. Shout out to Gourmet Foreplay.
Word.
And it was just streaming on. It was just little, you know, little Mevo. And he was like, nah, let's hook up the big cameras and get it all. I'll figure it out. Just blah blah. We gotta get this. We gotta get that. We gotta set this to like. Pat is good at, you know, taking this idea and bringing it here. And so I'm just happy for you guys to be a part of this show that we're doing, because we want to talk to everybody, anybody who has just like those little nuggets to like take your little idea and turn it into like something that's humongous. And I think that's what's the beauty of it.
And I think it's just all a matter of just like daring to think that you can be that big. Like I remember I was at an interview once, and it was like in the NBC like family. It was doing like sales or something like that, like commercial sales. And I remember going to the interview, flew down to like Philadelphia or Baltimore, wherever it was, and I remember in the interview, just in the sales position, they were just like, oh, you know, what do you hope to accomplish? And I was like, I want to be CEO of NBC or whatever the thing.
And they were like,
and they looked at me like, who the
hell do you think?
They lied on my name, told me all types of stuff. You know, I was just like, you know, talking about, you know, they basically tanked my interview because I was like, how dare you dream that big? And so, you know, I translate that into this now and just being like, why not be NBC? We gonna turn on some cameras. We gonna broadcast like we NBC, and then I sold ad space as if we were a full functioning network. You know, with crazy views and all that kind of stuff. I just sold it locally,
and we had commercials. We had actual commercials. Like, check out. There's some of the shows are still backlog in our history on Facebook. We'll repost them. Get you guys back nostalgic because it's coming back. When is it coming back?
Probably in the start of winter.
So look for us in the year 2022 on CTV. But before we get all the way there, we want to do a quick, you know, APB, because we want people to hit us up. You want to be on the show, do something podcast. If you're doing something that's worthy and like doing something, and maybe we've already contacted you, but like really be deliberate about contacting us and getting involved with us, because we love to tell your story. 20 minutes hard minutes.
Yep.
In and out.
Actually, they're easy. It's 20 easy minutes.
We just did that. We did like 10 just now.
Yeah.
So do your spiel. I do my spiel.
Yeah. Hit us up on social media, mostly, right? That's the easiest way. Or just show up at the office. Really, if you really trying to do some work right now, just like show up at the office. Like,
let's pop up on us.
10 o'clock in the morning we open. We only open at 10 because people are like parents and stuff. So it's just like
pull up on me.
Literally just show up.
Pull up on me.
Yeah.
This show is for you guys. Hopefully you've taken something from this show. We are wrapping up. This is the first episode of the second season of Do Something Podcast. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on YouTube now. You're going to see us on Instagram. You're going to see all the drops pretty much everywhere because now we video, now we're audio, and we're just stepping it up a little bit this year.
Yeah. We loving ourselves a little bit more this year. That's it.
Thank
you for leading the way.
Thank you, brother. Peace.